Morning and welcome to a very bleak Gardening 365. Okay, the weather at the moment is not good, and that's reflecting on everything. So I'm still going to try and get outside and do a little bit, but obviously we're very restricted at the moment because of the weather, and at the moment it's not raining, which is an absolute bonus. And I'm in the sanctuary of the greenhouse, and this is going to be hopefully an area of big change this week. Okay, I've got tomatoes now forming on the follow-on tomatoes, so they'll need feed now. The potatoes are looking good, courgette's looking good, but it is a bit chilly in here. Okay, so at the moment I think it's 10 degrees, so where that bin is full of water at the moment, okay, the greenhouse shouldn't need so much water now, so we're going to take that out and I'm going to put my heater over there. Okay, just got to be careful because obviously if you've got heat you can't have things too close to the heater, and at the moment the floor is pretty occupied. And what we decided to do with the little hot house for the chilies now, we're going to take most of that off now to let as much sun in as possible, and just put the bubble wrap around the outside to keep the heat in that we're producing from the heater. With a little bit of heat, okay, hopefully we can keep the tomatoes exactly where they are for a little bit longer. Most of that we're going to do tomorrow though, but I am going to feed today and just do one or two small jobs outside before I run back in. And the lettuce I pricked out last week are all looking really good, so success there. Oh no, my tea's turned red. It's because of the beet, the root leaves that I put in last week. It's no problem. And here's one of our latest acquisitions. It's a container and it's been used for importing Malibu, rum, that sort of type of thing from the Caribbean. So what we need to do is to wash it out, okay, and then when we've washed it out and it's nice and clean, which it is very clean already, but it just stinks of spirits, okay, we're going to use it as a water container where we can collect rainwater, and I believe it's 1,000 litres, so that's an awful lot of water to collect. And obviously greenhouses and plants in general prefer rainwater to water out the tap. And yeah, so it was 1,275 kilograms, so that would have made it 1,275 litres, and it says it's come from the Netherlands, so I'm not sure where it's come from. Perhaps they've done the spirits in the Netherlands, not in the Caribbean. And the very best thing about it, it's got a tap on the bottom, so we can get the water out from there. And as we all know, water is really heavy, so tomorrow I've got to empty that out because that's where we're going to put the heater. But the bigger problem is, where do we put the big vessel when we bring that down, the big container? Because that is well in excess of a ton, and the problem that that creates is something that's a ton in weight will sink into the ground, so we've got to create a structure for it, because here the ground is very wet, so we need to create a structure that will hold that ton weight of water. And then what we'll eventually do off the greenhouse, we'll feed that with pure rainwater. Jobs for tomorrow. Sad news, the toad lily that I showed you in beautiful bloom last year is dying off. But great news, we've got 2 more buds for that to come out. I might take that in the house because it is that beautiful. Well, that's the outdoor stuff done for today. I'm going back inside and we're going out for lunch. Something we don't do very often at all, I can promise you. And here we are, reporting for Gardening 365, and the weather is horrible. My only piece of advice is get yourself back indoors because the weather is bad. Morning, and here's the indoor garden first of all. The hyacinths just starting to green up a little bit. Over here, the amaryllis. That green bit's appeared since I put it in 2 or 3 weeks ago now. Here we've got the ginger that you saw me putting in Gardening 36521 last week. And over here we have turmeric. These take ages, so you really wouldn't expect to see anything from them at all. But over here, a little bit different. This is the ginger, and that is showing a little sign there. Okay, it's probably about half an inch long now of a shoot that's coming out. Okay, so that's the ginger. That is definitely doing well now. And just give them a very light watering from the bottom. And inside we've also got the hibiscus, which is going to get some water, and the other plant, which I don't know its name. That's also going to get some water. And I got some turmeric that I'm hoping will shoot out. Not in soil yet. And I'm not going to water these. These are our balcony plants. We've got a spider plant there that I've just checked, and it's nice and damp. And then over here, I think it's castor oil plant. That's damp, and behind it we've got our yucca. In theory they should be coming in very shortly, but because of the glass around the balcony, that will protect them from frost, so we'll leave them out another couple of weeks yet. Out in the greenhouse now, and I've just thought of a song. Wonder what the song is. And it was inspired a bit by my toad lily. Remember I filmed this yesterday? And the song that's just come to mind is What a Difference a Day Makes. Okay, I'm not sure who the song is by, but I'll try and find out. My job in the greenhouse, well, the first job is to clear the decks and get everything outside, so we got some space to work. And just outside the greenhouse I found this, and that's the 4th fungus that we found outside this year. And that's looking much better now, so now I've got room to work. And as I said yesterday, the job is now to empty this big tub of water out. And everywhere's far too wet now in the greenhouse to empty it in the greenhouse, so I'm going to have to take it elsewhere. Down by the wildlife pond, and there's a wild duck on the wildlife pond. And that really is what it's all about. Attracting nature into your garden. And that is beautiful to see. We do get them from time to time. It's a male, and earlier there was a female. I'm not sure if she's still about. I can't see her at the moment. Wow, beautiful. And it's just fantastic to be outside. Yes, it's not the nicest of days. It's good just to get some fresh air inside your lungs. And while I'm here, I just might as well show you the crab apples this year. An absolute bumper crop. Okay, and if anybody wants any crab apples, you're more than welcome to come and pick some. I've got the bottle in the greenhouse now. And it comes with its own little regulator, well, the heater does. I'm just going to put the pipe in. And it's a bit tricky to get the pipe in, so I've got some hot water, and while I did that, I'm having a cup of tea, so cheers. Nice. Tea in the greenhouse, luxury. And a few seconds in some hot water, and it should make that pipe more supple. And pop a Jubilee clip on just for extra safety. And just before you put the final end on, make sure you've got a Jubilee clip, or you'll find you've got some extra work to do. Now it's got 6 settings, well 7 really. It's got 0 to 6. Okay, that's 0 and that's frost protection. And so they say for every 1 that you turn is 3 more degrees. And showing you from the top, that's on 0, and just listen to this when I turn it up. And that's on 6. Ooh. Okay, I had to take the camera away, that was too warm. Now the idea is that we go a little bit above frost protection, okay, and we go to what's called a cool greenhouse. There's different classifications. As hothouse, where you keep it that warm that you could grow tropical plants even over the winter. Cold house, unheated, and the bit in between, which is what we're trying to achieve, which is cool house. Okay, and hopefully that heater will give us enough heating to keep this a cool house as such. Now apparently last night the lowest temperature was 2.9, which I've got to be honest, I can't believe in a greenhouse. What I'm looking for now is medium to high single figures overnight. And that's the new greenhouse layout for autumn and into the winter. What we are going to do though, as I say, is take the top and the sides off the hothouse and just put that bubble wrap around the outside to insulate the greenhouse. But not bad for a day's work. And here's what I'm going to do. Just reset that completely now. So I'm going to see how long it drops tonight. And I actually now put it on 0, which is frost protection. And I'm going to see how low that drops to overnight. So at the moment we just really got the pilot light on there, and very, very little gas coming through it at all. So we'll see how much that drops. Okay, and from there we'll see what we need to set the heater on going forward. So there's the greenhouse on the side. If you can hear any noise in the background, it's just a horse in the field next to us galloping around. So a third of the greenhouse. Okay, and I've just literally spoken to the guy that's going to come in very shortly. And he's going to put the other 2/3 up in the next couple of weeks. So hopefully we'll go from a 12-foot greenhouse to a 30-foot greenhouse. And that's why we've got such a big heater in the greenhouse, so we can eat the whole of that 30-foot there. So really looking forward to that. So that Meccano set that's there will become the extension to the greenhouse. And at the moment we've got fish ponds, but we'll turn that into soil at some point, and hopefully we'll have a very large greenhouse to grow an awful lot of stuff. And the wild duck's still out there on the pond by the lady of the lake. He's enjoying himself, cleaning himself off, and now back in having a little swim. Gone a bit shy now. As I say, that really is the reason why we have a wildlife pond, to attract stuff like that. Not the first time that we've had them a few times before, but great to see. And that could be no, that's a rock. I thought it was a female for a second, and it was. It's a female duck there, and there's the male, sitting very, very still. And that concludes this episode of Gardening 365. Many thanks for watching. Please keep inviting your friends, and please subscribe to YouTube. And most important of all, have a great week. I'll see you next time.